Hello and welcome to the video. I'm Jimmy the Mower and today we're going to be unboxing and assembling the BucketBarrow PRO88. Thanks to the guys at BucketBarrow UK for sending us out this PRO88 to assemble and review. Without further ado, let's see what's in the box. BucketBarrow scoop. That must be one of the arms. The other arm. Blimey, this is a heavy one. I think the rest of it's all just in the barrow itself. Yeah, it looks like it's all in here to me. So, what have we got? 4 buckets, all marked up. I think that's 10 litres on the side of there. So, we'll put those at the back. And this must be the frame and the wheel. A few bits of packaging cardboard and the actual barrow itself. Right, let's put my rubbish in there, move that out of the way. Now, we'll get all the parts laid out onto the bench. I'll have a quick flick through the instruction booklet and we'll see what we can do. So then, everything's out the box and on the bench and sort of behind me on there so we know where everything is. I've had a quick look through the instruction book. There's not a lot to it. Picture of the barrow on the front and some great photographs and 12-step instructions inside. These really are great, concise instructions. I'm really happy with these and I think a lot of manufacturers could take a leaf out of these people's book and try and up their game a bit, because they seem easy to follow, but now I've said that, we'll have to see what happens. Also, there's a great fixing kit here. Steps 1, 2 and 3, there's nothing to do with nuts and bolts, it's just slotting pieces together. Once we get to step 3, we need these bolts out of here, and they're on a card with plastic over the front, and we pop them out at the back, perforated round the edge. We pop them out and we know that that's what we need. So you've got everything to hand, clear instructions. Let's try and put it all together and see what we can do. So, step 1 on the instructions in front. I'm putting together these 3 pieces. So we've got 3 metal brackets and it shows you exactly where they go on here. So this is the first one. Clips in at the front and we just line it up with the little holes there and there. The second one, this clips in at the back and that clips in there and it lines up with these holes here. And as you can see, you push these in and they're quite difficult to get out. You'd have to get a screwdriver in, I think, to prise those out. So make sure you put them in the right way. Then this small one fits at the front and that fits in and that's nice and tight. So that's step 1 done, nice and easy. Let's move on to step 2. And step 2 is putting the arms and the handles together. So I'll pick these up first. Oh, it's got PRO88 on there. Now, there's a little trick to these, and they've got a white dot on some of the pieces. There's a white dot on that piece, and a white dot on that piece. Now, with the main barrow turned upside down, the white dots are on my side towards me and the plain sides are over there. So if we slot these bits together, matching up the white dots, then I think that's how it will go. And it sits on there and we can't really go wrong. However, we'll just make sure and put the other arm together as well. So that's that one. And we'll try and mirror it going round. So that way and that way, right? So the white dots, they come on my side, they come on my side, and the plane handle, that goes over there. So that's step 2. Now for step 3, we're going through this at a quick pace. Step 3, we need some bolts and we need to put them through here. So we'll find our card, corresponding bit, step 3, and we can push these out. So we've got our 4 bolts, and in there are 4 bits of tape. Now, it's very interesting, these. We'll turn this over. In fact, I'll do the one closest to you first so you can see. We'll turn this over, and we put in a bolt, I think, through there. Now, these are coach bolts. So we've got a square on the end, and the square locates into the square hole on there, and that locks it in place. So when we put a nut on at this end, we don't have to hold the other end, it's held in place using that square. So we put that in. Now we need to tip this over and hold them in place, and that can be a little bit tricky. So they've provided us with some tape. You can just put this tape over those holes, over that bolt, and that just holds it in place. So that's a real tidy idea, really. Just keeps it in place. Then we can safely turn that over without them dropping through and slot them into place. I think they go around there. We'll see in the next bit how they match up. Now, I'll do the same one on this side. You can't see this, but I'll put them through exactly the same way. It's a bit easier for me seeing what I can do from this side. He says as he gets one stuck. There you go. There's always one that gets stuck. I'll put the stickers on just to hold it in place. Then we can turn this over and put that where it should be, which I think is about there. So that's step 1, step 2 and step 3. So now we're on to step 4. Step 4 is lining up the holes. We need to line up these holes here, here and here and on this side to make sure that we can bolt the arms to the chassis itself or to the main bucket. So I think we're not far off really. We've got to just tap it a little bit and just make sure these are in. I've got a small screwdriver here that doesn't come in the set, but there is an Allen key in the set that if you want to unwrap that early and push through, and I think with that I can just make sure, that they're all done, they're all in line, so I'm happy with that. So with that done, we can move on to step 5, and again we look at our card and we've got some nuts and bolts here. Now these aren't coach bolts, they're just straight shank ones with a small thread at the end, but they've got a hex on the top, so we push them in from the outside, tighten them up on the inside just finger tight, and then we don't tighten any of this up until the end according to the instructions. So we'll pop these out and just put them in. So I'll do the one over your side first. That's that through. Put that on. They're nylock nuts as well, so You'll only get them on a couple of turns with your fingers, and then they'll just lock up. At least you know they won't go anywhere once they're on. Right, that's that one, and then this one over my side. That's nice and easy to do. Good quality nuts and bolts as well. Good defined thread on there, not like the cheaper ones that you get sometimes. So that's step 4, that's step 5. Now step 6, we've got a lot of nuts and bolts in there, 4 nuts and 4 bolts. And step 6, looking at this, is the front 2 and the rear 2. So we'll pop those in next as well. Again, they're straight shank ones with a hex nut, a hex fitting on the end, sorry, and a nylock nut. I'll just push these through first. Just make sure that one's lined up properly. I think there's something I haven't got quite right. Oh, there you go. That's gone through. So things, three components. You've got to get them dead straight, but they've gone through, so they're good. And then I'll try these 2 at the back and do my side first. And surely if the back ones and the centre ones are lined up, these can't be far away. Right, that's that one in. Let's just see over the top. Yeah, and then that one through as well. Now we'll get the nylock nuts out and screw those on. Again, it's just finger tight. They all get tightened up in stage 12. So if we just put them on for now, and we know that they're going to be on there, safe and secure, they won't fall out while we're assembling the rest of the barrow itself. When I put these things on, I always try and work in diagonals. If you've got work opposing corners, you're tightening the things up. If you're working that side, you're pulling it round. You're working opposing corners, you're always sort of pulling it back square on itself. So it's a little tip there. So that's that then, that's stage 6 complete. Let's have a look at stage 7. So, step number 7 then, is a stand. Now the stand can only fit on one way, we can't put it on backwards because it'll be splayed out and it won't fit. So, it can only go this way, and hopefully, if we've got everything bolted up correctly and square, it should slide in. Which it does, so that's good. And then we've got some corresponding nuts, nylock nuts again with step 7. I'll just pop these out of here. There you go, and we'll just pop these out. Now you can screw these down finger tight. They won't go down all the way because they've got a nylon insert, which means they're sort of self-locking and you have to really tighten them up hard with a spanner. But if we just put them on finger tight, they're all held together, and then as the instructions say, we tighten them all up in stage 12. Again, we don't have to worry about the bolt underneath because they're coach bolts on this bit and that's held in the square, so that's nice and tight. We can put a bit of pressure on these. Right, so that's step number 7 done. Now, let's move on to step 8. Right, step 8 then, that's these support arms at the front. These are on the front from the main body to the wheel. There's a white dot again on mine, so I presume this one comes on my side. It'll fit on there, yeah, and just like that. So that's fine, and then that one will go over on that side and fit just like that. That's great. So there should be a couple of nuts and bolts to hold those together, and there is in there. Step 8, a couple. We'll just pop those out. These are small coach bolts again, so they fit into the square on that hole, and that locks them in place. So locked in there, and then jig it through. That's it, and that's tight. I think we'll just leave that down for a moment or two out the way. Then we'll put the nut on and do the same over this side. Might be a bit difficult not being able to see, but I'll have a go. So put that into there. It's got to come through this hole and this part of the frame on the front. So that's that. That's that. That went in easier than my side. Right, and we just tighten that up. And that's that done now. That's stage 8 done, or step 8. So now we move on to step 9. Step 9 is the front frame. I presume this is heavy duty because you tip the barrow up on this and it'll protect the wheel. So it's made of really good steel. The whole barrow is really, it's powder coated. I think in the instructions it said triple powder coated, which should give it certainly a very long lifespan. So that's step 9, that we slot that into there. Again, there's a white spot on the top, and we're always working with a white spot towards me. So we put that down, it can only go that way. And there's 1, 2, 3 holes on the top and 3 holes on that side to line it up. So let's have a quick look where it goes. Right, they overlay there. And step 9, we've got 2 nuts and bolts to go through. And it shows me that they're going through in the middle here. So I'll just pop those out of the packet and then we'll put them in. So I've got the nuts and bolts out, they're quite long. And I said, here we match up these holes and you go through the centre. It doesn't go through the centre, it comes through the end. These hold these bars up. Now these are coach bolts and they go through the square end of there. So we need to pull this line up. Pull this up. That's it. And they come all the way through to the top. And then when we put this on, locks this frame in place with this one, and then we do the other side. And there's the first mistake. I've put this one on backwards, look, it doesn't fit. Right, okay, that's why we don't tighten everything up. If I can untighten this, undo it, that's it. I said this one went in easier on your side than it did on mine, no wonder, because it was the wrong way round. Right, we'll turn it round then, so it's like that. You see, I've lifted it up and it wouldn't fit, so we'll turn it round and it's like this. And we'll try again. Hopefully we can fit it in. Yeah, that's that bit. Right, and that's that bit. Well, it's the right way around for starters, so that might make it a little bit easier now. I'll have to look underneath to see where we can match the holes up. Right, that's that. And then I have to stand up and look through the top, pop that up, turn it round so it just sits inside that square and tightens up. Now, done that, both sides, and the holes on the top, they match up, so that's all great. We know we're on the right track. So step 10 is fitting the axle. Now, this is the axle, it's heavy duty axle, nice bit of tube in there. So that's got a clip on, I presume it goes there and there. And again, there's a white dot. So we're building it all with a white dot towards me. Makes it a lot easier, especially if you get things the right way around. So put the white dot towards me. So that's how it will go. And then obviously we need to get the wheel in front of there as well. So looking at the tread pattern on the wheel, let's have a look. Which way does the wheel go round? We've got a great tread pattern on there. There's arrows running up through the middle. And I presume that you run it this way and it pushes the mud or water in through there and out through the sides. Now, looking at this tyre, there seems to be a slight ridge in the middle, and I can only presume that that's for manoeuvrability, and it's quite wide, which will, you know, make it quite stable as well. So that's quite good. I just got to make sure that the tread pattern is going to run the right way. So if I put this bracket on there as I would, that's how that would go. That one would fit over there, and then I need to get, there's a white dot, so that makes it easy. So then the white dot should go towards me, and then when we turn it over, yeah, it will, that's good. I'm happy with that. That makes things easy. So we'll put that in there, and that fits on the top. I can see this bit being the trickiest bit of the whole assembly, really. So yeah, that's there and that's there, right? So it's held on, it's just resting on here at the moment. We've got to bolt it through. That's step 11. Now step 11, we've got 4 bolts and 4 nylock nuts, and they will go through each side of this axle. So we lift it up, and that's where it holds on, there and there. So that's where they'll go through. And I don't know which way they go through. I do. They go through from the bottom. So they go through from the bottom, they're square on the bottom, and the square heads will fit in there, so you can tighten them up. It'll make everything a lot easier, a lot more stable and robust. So pop these out. I must say, this plastic is a great system. It really is. You just get the nuts and bolts out as you need them at each stage. You know, if you look through the instructions first, how many nuts and bolts you need at each stage, and you just look at the packaging and they all correlate perfectly. That's it. There's no room for error, really. It's all there. The only thing you can get wrong is putting something on backwards or the wrong way around, like I did earlier. Now, I'll slot this one through here. Right. And I'll just put a nylock nut on the top. And then once this one's held in place, I'll come around your side and do that so you can see how it works. Again, I'm working diagonals. I did the top one on my side, so I'll do this bottom one over on your side. I can see that in there, and then I can turn that round, and that's gone into the square and fits tightly. That's great, and hopefully everything on here will match up. I'll do my side again. If any side will be difficult, or any hole will be difficult, if it's not quite square, will always be the last one, which is over on your side. So if there's any trouble, you can see how we get round it, but I don't think there will be. I should think we'll be all right, really. That's it. The rest of it's gone together so well. I've never seen one of these barrows before, you know, we've never assembled one, we've just got it out of the box and done it here in real time. Had a look, put it all together, and then that's it. We're down stage 11 on the instruction book. Tyres on, wheel, everything all locked up. That's absolutely great. And now step 12, please fully tighten all nuts and bolts. Now's the grand reveal. Like door number 25 on your advent calendar. We'll take these out. We've got a little spanner here. I presume they fit the nuts. Yeah, perfectly, and the Allen key. So these ones that are in square, we can tighten these up, and they'll tighten up on there, no problem at all. I presume if you're used to doing this sort of stuff, you've got your own set of spanners or ratchet set or whatever, so you might be a bit quicker with those. But I'll use this tool in case you haven't got anything or you're having to put it together on site or wherever you are. So that's tightened up. Now we'll try and work opposites on these bits. So that's that one done, and then we'll do this one here, and that'll be that one tightened up. And once that one's done, I'll move on to the ones over on my side. So that's great then. Now all the coach bolts have been tightened up. Have to tighten up these smaller ones here. So we use the other end of the spanner, not the big end, the small end. We use that, and that will lock on inside there. And we use the hex key to screw around the end and lock them up. Now, make sure you get all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll tighten those up and then we'll flip it over. Wow, that went really quick and easy. Thanks to this fantastic set of step-by-step instructions. No problems at all. Right, but you're saying, Jimmy, we've just got a barrow. It's not just a barrow, it's 180 kg carrying capacity, 88 litre capacity. It's not that heavy, it's tough ABS plastic, not a single bolt in the bottom, so you can get a shovel and a spade in, dig stuff out. But here's the clever bit, the bucket system that comes with it. We've got a scoop here, or a great big dustpan, and that fits on the front there and clips in. Then we've got these buckets. Now these must be growing by the minute. When I first got them out of the box, I saw 10 litres on there. When I first had the second look, we see 12 litres on the inside, but actually they're 15 litres to the top, so they've got a lot of carrying capacity. They fit in there next to that one. You can put another one in down at this end, and then these two, they fit in here and here. So it's perfect, you've got everything in there. If you've got a lot of stuff to move around, maybe you're not as strong as you used to be, maybe you've got difficult access, you can lift these out, you can take one with you, you can fill it up, drop it in here, wheel the whole thing round. Absolutely fantastic system. Hey, this system's so versatile, you don't even have to have all the buckets in at once. You can take this one out, take this one out, you can put your couple of plants in there or whatever you want, compost in the front, and you think, oh, you know what, I want to take a trowel with me. So we take the pan off, we put it round the back, slide it down, and there we have a tool tray to be able to push things around. Great big compartment at the front, two separate, and a tool caddy at the back. How great is that? I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you want to find out more information about the BucketBarrow system or purchase one, then the link is in the description below. Anything nice to say? Pop that in the comments. Give me the thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Jimmy the Mower. I'll catch you on the next one.